Welcome to Beginner Breakdown. I'm Mike. Come on, yeah. And go to my Twitter feed. Let's see, what is my Twitter feed? What is it? At BigComSTL, and read my last tweet, which I don't understand, but if I was the real Mike Kummer, then I would understand it. So I'm going to take a page out of Mike's book and try to insult as much as possible players who were total beginners, because that seems like the fairest. Okay, and I looked in the mirror today, and what did it say? It said I was the fairest of them all. So, all right, now, if you're going to make fun of somebody, you should start at the top, right? And who's the top of the chess club? The chess club founder, Rex Singfield. Now, as Rex told me a few weeks ago, I'm the only grandmaster he's ever played in a rated tournament, rated game. We played in 2011. So I'm going to do a little bit different than Mike Kummer, a little different, but I'll try to do, the same voice, and, I'll try to lose 200 pounds during the broadcast. I look like him. But anyway, I played Rex in 2011. Rex is rated between 16 and 1700. And I had the black pieces. Now, normally, Mike, who's rated 1700-ish, plays players rated in the 200 range, and I'm being nice. So since that difference in rating is quite a bit, I'll try to show games where my opponents are in the more the 700-800 range. Okay, now Rex, of course, is much better than that. I was black in a Caro-Kann, which starts e4, c6, d4, d5. Okay, I don't think Mike would complain about that. Okay, and Rex played his favorite variation, which is, anybody? The boring variation. No. Now, grandmasters, after they trade on d5, would play c4, the so-called Panov-Botvinnik attack, named after Mr. Attack. Okay, but he played bishop d3, which is a little more boring, but it stops bishop f5. Now, there's two ways for black to play. After knight c6, which attacks the pawn on d4, c3, knight f6, bishop f4. Black has two things he can do. If he plays e6, which a lot of beginners play to get their bishop out, then this bishop can't move. So grandmasters either play bishop to g4, unless, well, that's the intoxicated grandmaster, which is most of us. Okay, they play bishop to g4 attacking the queen, and then they play e6. And that's the most common way of playing, but I don't want to play like a common way, because then my opponent will know it. So I always play g6 in this position. I fianchetto my bishop. And if you look at the pawn structure for white, white's pawns, most of them are on dark squares. Since white square bishop is pretty good, it's not blocked by pawns. So I'm going to trade off those bishops. Okay, now, it's a good thing Mike Kummer's not here today. Yeah, you push. Okay, it's a good thing Mike Kummer's not here. He doesn't like doubled pawns. Okay, now I sort of agree with him when he's right, which isn't very often, but he's been right occasionally. We call Mike the broken clock Kummer. He's right twice a day. Okay, so we play this. Okay, now in this position you play the move bishop to f5, trading off white's good bishop. White's very happy to double your pawns. Okay, and so yeah, Mike would probably say black's losing here with those doubled pawns, but actually black has very good control of the e4 square. Okay, I have pawns that control e4, and the g file can be used by either player. Maybe white will checkmate me, maybe I'll checkmate him. I'm assuming if I got checkmated, you wouldn't know about this game. I think Rex would be up here lecturing, so we'll see what happens. Okay, queen c2. Now this is a typical mistake that a lot of beginners would make. Now Rex isn't a beginner, but he took about 35 years off of playing chess. I don't know what he was doing. I think he was sleeping. Okay, I don't think he did anything. I don't know. Then he woke up and there was a chess club here. I'm not sure how that happened. That's amazing. And lower rated players, beginners, those of you in the audience, you like to attack things. The queen is attacking the pawn. Oh no. Okay, and I have two really obvious moves, and they both stop queen takes pawn. One is e6, which I'm going to play anyway, and one is knight e4, which I'm also going to play anyway. Which one did I play? This game was played 4 years ago. I don't know. All right, so knight e4, yay, aggressive. Okay, my knight's really good on e4. knight e5. We traded. Okay, this looks correct. I played f6 attacking his bishop, and I'm assuming he retreated it. There we go. And then I played queen to d7. Queen to d7 does something that you want to do in chess that not a lot of players do. It connects your rooks. Rex already did that. His rooks are connected. So here I'd probably rather have black for one reason. My knight's on e4, and he can't get his knight to e5 because I have e5 protected. And I have a lot of pawns in the center. One of the good things about doubled pawns when they capture this way is you have more pawns in the center. Okay, he played f3, kicking out my knight. I moved my knight. He attacked my knight again. That's his second mistake. His first mistake was putting his queen on this square, attacking my pawn, which was easily defended. Now he attacks my knight, but his king is being exposed. You want all the pawns in front of your king, and now that he's played h4, whoa, that was the wrong button to push. Class dismissed. No. Okay, now when I open the G file, this bishop on G3 isn't protected anymore. The white pawn should really stay on H2. Now my comer might like H4, and H4 would be a good move if he checkmates me, but he doesn't really have any pieces attacking. The main problem with white's position here is this silly knight. Okay, that knight can't go anywhere. He'd like to play knight f3, maybe knight e4, maybe knight c4, but you can't make any of those moves. So the knight's sort of stuck on d2. My knight's moving around, and it hypnotizes him. Knight f6, knight e4, knight g5, knight f7, and then when he falls asleep, I can take some of his pieces off the board. Okay, you guys never do that. That's why you're not grandmasters. Okay, all right. So f4, frankly, terrible. Okay, that's the third mistake. So Rex was pretty convinced, correctly so, that I was going to play e5. And then I would have a very nice center. And I have a knight protecting e5, and a pawn on f6, and a bishop on g7. So I'm going to play e5 eventually. And he's like, no, you're not. He plays f4. Okay, so I won't play e5, but he's giving away control of all the white squares because all of his pawns are on dark squares. And he has a dark squared bishop behind it. If his dark square bishop was in front of his pawns, well, that would probably be illegal. I would just take it. So his position's quite bad now. My knight's going to go to good squares. I'm going to attack on the G file. And that's what happened. King h8, getting ready for the assault on the G line. Rook g8, bishop h6, knight d6. My knight's moving around a lot. Rook c8, pinning his pawn to his queen. And my knight went to e4. So I played knight f6, knight e4, knight g5, knight f7, knight back to e4. Okay, now we're back to square one. Okay, and with so many arrows, there's no defense. Bishop e3, rook to g4, and you can see my pieces are very active. And the most important feature of the position earlier was his knight on d2 being bad. Now the most important feature is his bishop on e3. It's behind all of his pawns, and that's not good. His bishop isn't active. Knight f1, the other rook to g8. This looks like fun. Knight h2, attacking my rook. Yum, yum, yum. That's the official term. Queen e2, queen back to e8. The queen wasn't really doing much on d7, but defending this pawn. But now that the pawn's not attacked, I can go over to the king's side. In fact, we're at the king's side right now. Couldn't have said that 4 years ago. Okay, in fact, 4 years ago, this might have actually been, what was that bakery this place was?
Parking lot.
What's that?
Parking lot.
Parking lot?
Well, this part, when they built this.
Oh yeah, this is the parking lot? Yeah, that's what I meant.
It would be the parking lot.
Yeah, so we're in the parking lot, exactly. Oh, it's nice outside today. Okay, so knight takes g3, and now you have to be at least 10 years old to see this because it gets sort of violent. Do you have ID, young man? You're 10? Okay, that's good enough for me. What about you, Julian? I don't know how old you are. If you were German, I would say you're 999, but I think you're older than that. Okay, so queen f2. Man, now it's looking good for me.
Oh yeah,
You like black's position?
you want the AP.
Only one queen? Darn. Okay, knight e4 check. That's a discovered check because I discovered it. He's in check, and his queen is Resigned. Then I could be the head of the chess. Oh, wait a minute, just the chess game. Okay, so that was a fun game because my opponent's bishop never got any good and his knight didn't really do anything either. I like that I played knight e4, then I got my knight back to e4. And I used all my pieces to attack. And you may have noticed, you might not have, that this rook never moved. Okay, rook's very embarrassed, that's why it's red. I need a smarter audience. Are you guys smarter at home? No, you're not. Don't nod your head. No, come on. No, hold on, I'm insulting the people at home. Come on. You guys, come on. You don't even know who won this game, right? Black won. That's right, black won, not white. Okay, so let's go to the next game. Can I push X? So that destroys the whole video. Yeah, I know, I'm kidding. Okay, so let's see now. Bill Thompson, that's too boring. So we skip that. Okay, so this game was against Verge. Also not too much of a beginner. But he played like one, so he was hooking me up for my class. Okay, this was also in 2011, and I played my favorite first move. Exactly. Okay, I play it occasionally. What move did I play on move 1? You. That's because you know the game. B3, very good. Okay, and I get to fianchetto my bishop, and I did. Hooray. And I think this was the first rated game that Verge and I played together. I think so. Alex used to work at the chess club, as did everybody basically, and now works at a bank. So there you go. Very suspicious. Knight c6, e3. Okay, and I play bishop b5. Now sometimes in blitz chess, but very rarely in tournament chess, I win material here because I have a threat. The previous move, I can't take the pawn on e5 because his knight would take my bishop. So by playing bishop b5, I want to remove the defender and then take on e5, which I often do in blitz games. Okay, but you can't fool Verge so early in the morning. Well, this game was played at night. Maybe I can fool. Okay, he played d6, defending his pawn, but pinning his own knight. d4, attacking the pawn again. He takes, and now I have 4 possible captures. Let's vote. You can vote for bishop takes knight, bishop takes pawn, queen takes, or pawn takes. Now, if you want to vote at home, go to my GoFundMe page, and the more money you pay, the more votes you get. Okay? That makes sense, right? The more you pay, the more you learn. Question.
What's vote?
What's what?
What's vote?
What's vote mean? You're too young to vote, so you can't know.
Okay.
All right, but your mom can vote for you. Okay?
What's vote mean?
Yeah, he's like, all right, yeah. Okay, yeah. All right, who votes for taking the pinned piece? Terrible. Who votes for that? Okay,
No.
Who votes for pawn takes, blocking in my bishop?
Me. No, mine.
Wait, I'm shaking my head. Okay, who votes for this other move I didn't play? Bishop takes. No. All right, and I played queen takes, hooray! And then he took my queen and I resigned. No. All right, and it looks like somebody gave $800,000 and they suggested pawn takes, so now I played pawn takes. So things changed. Okay, now he didn't take my queen due to its illegality, and if Robert Hess was here, no, doesn't work. Okay, so he played bishop d7, threatening my queen. And actually, this was a game played last year between 2 super GMs. I think Nakamura Anand from like maybe a blitz tournament or rapid tournament, and white won very quickly. Not as quickly as me, but Nakamura's still learning. Okay, so bishop takes, and I think Nakamura moved his queen here. All right, bishop takes, bishop takes. Raise your hand. What's black threatening? We should call on somebody new. Somebody who's like, don't call on me, don't call on me, don't call on me. Julian.
Bishop takes g2.
Very good. Emily's like, phew. Okay, so bishop takes g2, winning for black. Question?
No.
Okay, so did I allow bishop takes g2? What would the Germans say?
9.
No, they would say, ish, don't think so. Okay, those Germans need to go back to school. Okay, so I played knight f3. Everybody's happy. He played bishop e4, attacking my pawn. If you're a beginner out there, and you are, I don't like bishop e4 because he's moved his bishop several times. Okay, he played bishop d7, bishop c6, bishop e4, and his plan is to play bishop c2. And I'm like, you want to win a pawn, win a pawn. And I played knight c3, and I was fairly certain he would take my pawn, which he should do, and then I have compensation because he's made 1,000 bishop moves. Question.
Why didn't you play queen a4 then queen e4 repeat?
Well, he might not play bishop c6.
Well, if he doesn't,
Yeah, answer that question. Yes,
Did he take it or not?
he should take it. That's why he played bishop e4, but no. He played c5 attacking my queen. I didn't see it because this is a beginner class, so I lost. Okay, next game. No, wait a minute, I did see it. Queen to d2, d5, and now I castled, but which way did I castle? Also, I might not have castled. This game was played 4 years ago. I don't know. Yes?
That way?
That way? Hold on, I have to look now. That's the king side?
Yeah.
You're almost right. That's true. Actually, I might not have castled. I don't know. I mean, I would castle now. All right, I castled queen side.
Oh,
This puts pressure here. So basically, I stand in king side, but I castle queen side. So you are what you eat. Wait a minute, no you're not. All right, well I didn't eat here, so it's okay. All right, my opponent played bishop e7, ready to castle. And I played knight g5. Roar. Why did I do that? Well, I want to take this, obviously. And the bishop is defending this pawn on d5, which I have a lot of attackers on. So that puts a lot of pressure on him. Why did I put pressure on him? Thanks for asking. Because I castled, and I have all my pieces out, and he didn't castle, and it's my move. So instead of playing a boring move, like king to b1, rook h to e1, h3, knight to e1, I played an aggressive move, which I rarely do. Knight g5. He castled. I took. And now he made the losing move. Why is it good that he made the losing move?
Because he was playing you.
Because he was playing me. Very good. Somebody's been in my class before. Okay. Now here he's already losing because if he plays the correct move, he'll lose a long endgame. And he shouldn't do that because my next lecture is on the endgame. This one's on beginner breakdown. He played knight takes e4, losing all of his pieces. If he plays pawn takes knight, then I take. He takes back with something. That's something, right? Okay. Then I get rid of the defender, and then I have a free pawn. And white's a pawn up, and with my great endgame technique, I would be lucky to hold a draw, but you know, pretty good endgame technique. Okay, so instead of being down a pawn, he decided to lose more material. Okay, that way it's good for beginner breakdown. Thanks, Ferg. He played knight takes e4. Okay, now white has a forced win, winning the game with a discovered attack. Okay, beginner's class, not 1992 class. Terrible. Your rating's lower than the year you were born. Come on, man. Come on, what's wrong with you? Yeah, terrible. All right, so first of all, what trade did I make? This should be my game with Rex because he's for fair trade. So, yeah. This was an unfair trade, though. Okay, so what trade? You, unknown person.
I'm going to say knight takes knight.
Man, you're a magician. Knight takes e4. If you at home don't think that's funny, it is. Okay, and now he did something so shocking, I can't even show you. So bye. Now he played the move you would all play, Queen c7, exclam. Now you know why he doesn't come to the club anymore. No. Okay, so obviously, frankly, if he takes the obvious move, now I have a winning, what's it called?
Double attack.
Yeah, double attack. Yeah. Discovered attack, etc. Who can raise their hand? You can raise your hand at home. I'll see you. Okay, it's true too. You raised your hand.
Oh yeah. Because.
Pretty confident over here. Yeah.
If he take and what's the standard 180 because.
What should I do?
He's
That guy's right. Queen c3. Now, right, now, no, don't thank him, throw money. Okay, so my queen and bishop are threatening checkmate, which is good because then you win. And the discovered attack, I'm attacking his queen. Now you have to calculate one variation. So I'll let you guys take a breath because that's a lot for you. Bishop f6, attacking my queen. I take his queen, he takes my queen, or maybe he tries to. All right, now white has one winning move. White has 3 captures, but only one of them wins. One of them is equal, and one loses. So you got, some percentage I can't understand. Somebody who's not rated over 1900. You.
Rook takes f8.
Rook takes f8, and the important part of that sentence was check. And then I take the bishop next move, and I have an extra bishop. And Verge realized that, so he was like, that's no good. Okay, so he played queen c7, and I noticed there was a pawn attacking my knight. So I took that pawn. Seemed like a good idea. Yeah. Now I'm up a knight and a pawn, which is pretty good. So he did what everybody would do. He gave up because that way I win quickly. Okay, so that was Verge's first game against the Grandmaster. Didn't go so well. Yeah. So basically he got his D pawn pinned and he lost pieces because they weren't protected properly and I had a checkmate threat. Hooray. All right. Now we'll get to the real meat of the lecture, which is very strange because I'm a vegetarian. Very good. Okay. Yeah, the guy knows all except combination is safe. Okay, so here I played Julian, and when you think beginner, you think Julian. Now this game was played also years and years ago, and Julian was rated 672. He is now rated 772. Much better, much better, okay? Before he was terrible. All right, now I was black. I was playing a ladder game. Now Julian has a good record against me. This is one of the few games I've won. Something like that. Okay, if you go to MSA, you'll see I might be lying. Okay, also the NSA knows I'm lying. All right, so I'm black and a Sicilian, and as any chess player knows, except the ones from out of town like Danny, what's my favorite Sicilian?
Now?
Sicilian pizza. How's your tire?
It has air in it now.
Nice. Well, it had air in it before.
Hopefully it has
Yeah.
the same amount of air.
Questions?
Okay, we have to start back at the beginning of the lecture because the student just walked in. Okay, so we'll rewind. And now I played just great, and my opponent resigned, and everybody clapped. That's what you missed. Yes?
What's Sicilian?
What's what?
Sicilian.
What's Sicilian mean? That's the name of the opening, and more importantly, it's the name of a pizza. What is this, supermodel night at the chess club? What's going on around here?
Open?
Usually we just have Julian here. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I can't eat before the lecture because look who I usually will be looking at here. You know, this guy, yeah. All right, so we got Sicilian going on, and Julian, the aficionado that he is, got anchovies. I mean, play bishop c4. Okay, bishop c4 is a move played by beginning players because they get their bishop out. But that's not a good square for the bishop when your opponent's pawn is on e7. Because when their pawn's on e5, then you can play all kinds of crazy stuff. When their pawn's on e7 and they play e6, then they're going to attack your bishop, and you're going to keep moving your bishop until I take it, like this game. Yeah, you made a lot of bishop moves. And you downed a lot of donuts, little chocolate donuts, the donuts of champions. You! No, if you like John Belushi, that was funny. Okay, so he castled, and we played some good chess over here. We're the best. We're awesome. Okay, and I played d5, and he saw it. He's really good. He moved his bishop, and I fianchetto. Now you played e5. This is a beautiful bishop. Okay, it was a beautiful bishop. Then he played e5. Now it's less beautiful. Also, there's some pressure here. These pawns can capture each other. As Gregory Kaidanov would say, the lion from Lexington, maintain tension. Can you translate it into English?
Tension maintained.
Very good. Tension maintain. Okay. In Soviet Russia, chess teaches you. Question?
What's tension maintain?
That's the reverse of what I said because he's funny. Yeah.
I'm not funny. Just have this answer.
What?
I'm
Who?
not funny.
Well, here, these pawns can capture each other, and now after e5, nobody can capture anybody, but my pawn's sitting on d5, sitting pretty, and I'm going to capture this pawn, I hope. Okay, now you went into crazy mode. Okay, that was your favorite mode back then. Now it's like your second favorite mode. Okay, your first mode now is very crazy mode, right? You played bishop a4 attacking my knight. He was like, I didn't move that bishop enough. I'm going to move it several more times. Okay, so I defended my knight. Then you played very aggressive, okay, or as Teddy KGB would say, very aggressive, right? You played knight b5. Okay, and that actually loses a piece. Well done. Okay, now I can just keep pushing my pawns, okay, like a robot for some reason, and I trap his bishop. Bishop on the side isn't good, and it took him several moves to get there to the worst square. Okay, so now I just push my pawns and win his piece. a6, and after he moves his knight, I can play b5 and c4, and I'm a piece ahead. Okay, and c4 is good because it's explosive. I hope you said that at home. Okay, so I won a piece, hooray for me. And then the rest was silly. Up a piece. I think I checkmated you. Okay, now, if I was playing this game today, now that I'm very old, I would still be playing it. It would be years later. I would play rook d8, rook d7, king h7, king back to h8, finally realizing king g8's the right square for it, and 3 years later I would win. But this was when I was young and powerful, and I played.
Why not just be a queen that long?
You want him to queen his pawn?
Wow.
Well, I'm black.
I almost did.
I'm black. Okay, he did try to queen his pawn. Let's see if he was successful. Okay, first I forked his king and queen. Seemed like a good idea. He made the worst move. I don't know, I wonder which move was better.
Well, one move, I would resign here now.
No, but which move was the computer like? Okay, so obviously if king h1, knight takes queen is good. So he took. Okay, and he won his piece back, but at what price? Okay, now I'm threatening checkmate and checkmate. Okay, now he followed your advice.
Resign.
No. What did you, what, that's your advice now, but what was your advice then? D7. All right, I can't stop that pawn. Now,
I was 600, I didn't know about it.
I could play queen g2 or queen h1. I don't remember which one I played, but I know me. I'm going to play the one with the least amount of energy, so queen g2. Yeah. h1's like an extra square. Come on. Not doing that. All right, checkmate. Opposite colored bishops, draw agreed. No, wait a minute. That's not right. That's crazy talk. So that was one of my better games against Julian. The only one I won that day. Maybe. Might have won another one that day. Okay, speaking of Julian, here's a game with Julian. Now this game was played last year when Julian was 722. I mean 724, 742 Evergreen Terrace. No, wait, that's a Simpsons address. Never mind. Okay, so he played c4, which is
Explosive.
very good. Much better than e4. Okay, now he played the English opening, so I played the English defense. Right, raise the roof. What's the English defense? Anyone? Question.
What's explosive for me?
What? Oh, what's c4 is explosive? We'll explain later. Yeah. It's an explosive. c4 is an explosive. It's true. I wouldn't lie to you. Okay, so I played the English defense. You. So b6, he played knight f3 and g3, trying to fianchetto opposite me like some mirror I can't understand. Okay, so I took, thinking, Julian's not very good, he won't take back. But you surprised me. Now actually, I have something to say about these beginners. A lot of beginners I've taught, they won't take back, and there's two reasons. One is they don't see it. That's the main reason. They're like, what? I can take back? That's awesome. Okay. The other is they're like, oh no, my pawns are doubled. Mike Kummer said that was bad. Okay. Well, double pawns might be bad, but losing a knight is worse. Okay. Let's see, I can't make that joke. Moving on. E takes f3, and now c5, preventing d4, or so I thought. And actually, I had this position when I went to the United Arab Emirates in round 1 against somebody, I don't know, some guy, and we won. Yay. And he played bishop g2. Jules played d4, if I remember correctly. Yay. Okay, and I took, and he took back. I attacked his queen, and he actually moved it here because he didn't see my pawn on b6. Terrible. No, wait, he didn't do that. Okay, that was my dream. He played queen to d1, setting up for the next game. I played g6. And now, you'll notice black has 2 pawns that started in the center, and white has less. How many does white have?
0.
0 pawns in the center. So I have a better center pawns, but he has 2 bishops. Boy, am I in trouble. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so knight h6, put it in h. One of the main ideas of this opening is I control d4. Okay, and he can't play e3 because there's no pawn there, and this pawn can't move backwards, so I really control d4. If I play knight f6, my knight can't go anywhere, so knight h6, and I'm on to d4, or so I hope. And that's what I did. Hooray for me. And knight a5, attacking the pawn. And I could attack the pawn again, and again, and again. And then Alice in Chains sued me, and I lost. Darn. Yeah. I lost the lawsuit to Alice in Chains, because I said again too many times. No, nothing? Yeah, Spencer will get it. Okay. All right. What? You've never heard of Alice in Chains. You can't get that joke. Okay. So queen e2, defending his pawn. Rook c8, attacking it. Again. And there's no defense. Thank you, thank you. Nobody's throwing money. How does he defend his pawn?
Push the B.
Ah. If he plays b3, very suspicious, because I'll take this.
Oh.
Okay, and I have a fork, okay, which is good in the diner.
Then you win a rock.
Exactly. Okay, so he didn't do that, or maybe you did. No, you weren't 600 yet? All right. So you played bishop h3, putting it in h, undefending your f pawn. Okay, and I played knight d4. Don't tell him his queen's attacked. Look nonchalant. Okay, now look chalant. They didn't do nothing. Okay, so he moved his queen because it's attacked. Queen d3. And I played knight takes c4. Let's take a picture of the board because the knights are so lovely. Anyone? No? Always got a camera? Okay, now I'm threatening knight takes b2, which is very annoying. Should I make that joke? Nah, I've made it too many times. Okay, so he probably did something about it. You probably did nothing about it, right? Yeah, I knew it. I knew you didn't do nothing about it. Okay, you play bishop to g5, counterattack. The mark of a weak player. Very good. Thanks for helping me instruct the class. 9 times out of 10, when somebody attacks something, you should do something about it. Right, Joe? However, 1 time out of 10, you could counterattack, and then you got some good action going on. Not here. Here, all of my pieces are attacking. Knight's attacking b2, knight's attacking f3, bishop's looking good, rook's looking good. There's too much attack, so he can't counterattack. Knight takes b2, attacking his queen. Now, the best move is resigns, very good. But you made a worse move.
Question.
No, question mark, double question mark.
Question mark, double question.
Yes.
Resigns not a move.
Yeah, I agree with that. But by the way, I'd like to point something out. That was not that was not a question. That was not a question. No. Okay. So I had to tell you a funny story because I like stories. I have a friend named Janis Stippens who worked for Google, then Netflix, then Google. Okay, because that's how he rolls. They keep giving him raises. And he has a PhD in math. And he was sitting in on a math class, some math class that wasn't his. Like he was supposed to sit there, right? Actually, that's nothing to sneeze at. It was a hard class. Actually, it was a computer class. So he's sitting there and he's like falling asleep. College class. Kid says, I have a question. This will not end where you have to edit it. This will be okay ending. Okay, I have a question. And he's like, yeah? And he says, this doesn't work. and my friend's like, that's not a question. And he just went back to sleep. Okay, he read my book, Sleep Like a Grandmaster. Okay, I can always sleep like a grandmaster. I have the grandmaster bedroom. Okay, much better than the master bedroom. Terrible. All right, so now you made the worst move in chess history. It's in the Guinness Book of Records. You can look it up now. I'll wait. That was the best part of the lecture. All right, and you played Queen D2. Now the new ladies in the class are going to get called on. So I would recommend staring at it a long time. Okay? I've been calling on Julian too much. That move is quite bad because black has a winning fork. Which lady will raise her hand first? The one on her phone or the ones watching? No. Yes? No, back there, yeah.
Knight to f3.
Indeed. And I did play knight to f3. And I would call that like a family fork, but it forks too much. I've never forked so many pieces. Now, if I was in a kid's class and I said it forks the king, rook, and queen, half the kids would be like, and the bishop. And then the other half would be, and the pawn. Yeah. The third half, they'd be all confused. They're like, where are we? Where's the third half? Okay. Well, they're in the fourth dimension. You know, they're playing with strings. That's what they do. Yeah. Very good. Yeah. Okay, I would have said 14 dimensions, but you guys don't look so. All right, and now he made the best move, as Martin points out, is not a move.
Rose,
Right, very good, resigns. Yeah, man, Queen D2, that wasn't your best move.
I was pretty good back then.
Yeah, Queen D2, that's not so good. So my knight on D4, my knight on B2 did a lot of damage. Now, I don't know the answer to this question, but it's very important. Which one of my knights is my king knight and which is my queen knight?
what?
I know which one of his bishops is which.
So your knight on F3 is your king knight because you play knight F6.
I played knight H6, F5. How did the other knight get there?
The other knight, it went
A5, C4, B2?
Yes.
They both made 4 moves?
Yeah.
Solid, consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, now this is my favorite game ever, and we have the guest of honor here, Mario. Take a bow. All right, now my rating was 2,600 because I was good this game, and he was rated 930 plus tax, with no tax, because we're 501c3 with no tax. Okay, so I was black, and I played Sicilian. He played C4, not very explosive here. Okay, and he played E5. Again, you don't want to move the same piece more than once unless you're playing me. So kudos to Mario. E5, now I attack the pawn. He defends it, and I attack it again. Now it's hard to defend. Not impossible, but hard. He defended it, D4, but now D4 isn't defended. So it's sort of like a domino effect, and I don't know how to play dominoes, so here I resigned.
Here is that.
I resigned because I don't know how to play dominoes. Okay, so
Why?
I realized it was chess, and I took, and bishop, oh, queen to E4. I thought bishop F4 would be played. Okay, knight E5. Now, let's see who's the smartest in the audience. If he plays queen takes D4, what should I do? Yes, I haven't heard from you today.
Knight take knight. E knight. E knight.
So this knight takes this knight?
No.
Oh.
No.
Oh, this knight takes this knight.
No.
Oh, you want to do this?
Yeah.
That's a crazy move. No, that's the best move. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Then I take his queen? Okay, so I win. Yeah. So wait a minute. Did he do that? No, ridiculous. He played knight takes E5. I took. He took, and I took. Now I'm ahead 2 pawns. Is that right? Yeah. Okay, so that's good. Good start. Okay, now when you're ahead 2 pawns, you should push all your pawns. So I pushed all my pawns. Seemed like a good idea. Am I doing a good job? Pushing all my pawns. Okay. Yeah, I keep pushing all my pawns. Now I've done something that was in Guinness Book of World Records, Connect 5. It's a new game. Okay. I got all these pawns, I'm going to push them. Quoting paraphrasing John Fedorowicz. Okay, bishop to D1. Bishop takes B2, attacking the rook. Give him a little check. King E7. My pawn's attacked. No. Now, who can count to 8? Who can do it? And if you can't see that, but nobody raised their hand. They're like, what? Who can count to 8? 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8?
Question.
Что?
8.
What's with him? Pronouncing it wrong.
Question.
Terrible.
Question.
Back to Russia. You.
What's poison?
8 in Russian. Okay, I have 8 pawns. I don't want to lose any of them, so king E7. Otherwise, when the game's over, I got to put him back on the board. Too lazy for that.
You want B8 some queen?
So bishop
Yeah.
66 excellent.
Then I would resign.
Yeah.
But he played G4. Now, what are the chances I have all 8 pawns when the game ends? Not much, but I took it. Okay, so now I'm up more pawns. Now, white has 4 isolated pawns. I have no isolated pawns. Hooray. Okay, bishop B3. Everybody's happy. Uh-oh, C5, I'm going to lose a pawn. No, I still have them all. Okay, and now my pawns are pretty good. Julian was like, I beat somebody worse. You're the worst.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
H5, H4. Now, if your name is Meredith, anyone? Anyone? No, not you? Then what rule that you learned today could I do after the move H4? What's that called? En passant. But I didn't do it because then he would take and I wouldn't have all 8 of my pawns. So I didn't do that. But I could take his pawn on Poussin if I wanted to. But I didn't do that. I played E3. I was just going to ask. Check. Notice how his king is in check by my bishop.
But if you played en passant, it's 50-50 they deal with it.
Yeah, but I can't risk that. Okay, king G3, check. King H2, knight D2, forking everything. So he played bishop E5, forking my pieces. What did I ever do to him? Oh wait, yeah, this game. Okay, here, king G1. I didn't expect that. E2 check, uncheck. Okay, and now I played a move the computer said was terrible, and then when I played it, it said, oh, that's the best. Right, back me up. Yeah, I played bishop F3. Computer's like, bishop F3, why are you playing that? And it's like, wait a minute, that's forced mate. Okay, rook B2, rook C8. Now, I want to play rook C1 checkmate, even though it's not checkmate, because you can play bishop D1. So I'm wrong again. Okay, and he blocked it with knight C2. Now I can't play rook C1 checkmate. However, he blocked his own rook. He played rook B2 for a reason. Then when he blocked his rook, I played D2 mate. Now, I'll give you guys a second. How many pawns does black have?
All of them.
All of them. I mean, if I was playing Bug House, I'd have more, but this is the most I could have. So checkmate by using all of my pawns. Now, in a beginner breakdown class, we have to say how badly black played. Black didn't castle, and black left his rook on H8. So I'm not even sure who won this game. But with my 5 extra pawns and extra rook, I was able to pull through somehow. Okay, if only Mike Hummer was here, he would like that attack. That's one of the most brutal attacks I had. I didn't sacrifice anything except my dignity. All right, so until next week, this is Mike Hummer with Beginner Breakdown. Yeah, and go to my Twitter feed. I can't say it due to FCC regulations. See you next time.